This video is brought to you by merch, so get yours today!
Today we have yet another fascinating integral. We have the integral from 0 to 1 of log x times tangent of inverse sine x. Okay, cool. So that does seem like a lot, but a substitution here could make things considerably easier. So let's start by letting inverse sine x equal theta, which implies that x is just sine theta. And this further implies that dx is cosine theta d theta. Now, as x approaches 0, we have theta approaching 0 as well, and as x approaches 1, we have theta approaching pi over 2. So this implies that I here is now just the integral from 0 to pi over 2 of log sine theta times tangent of theta, and dx is just cosine theta d theta. And tangent here is sine over cosine, so tangent times cosine is just sine. So that means we're interested in evaluating the integral from 0 to pi over 2 of sine theta times log sine theta. Terribly sorry about that. I'm just going to roll with it. Log sine theta d theta. Okay, cool. But now what? Well, since we have log sine and sine, it makes perfect sense to invoke the beta function. So the beta function with complex arguments x and y equals twice the integral from 0 to pi over 2 of sine to the 2x minus 1 of theta times cosine to the 2y minus 1 of theta d theta. And the first thing to note is that we don't need a cosine term in our integral, which means that we could just get rid of it by solving for 2y minus 1 equal to 0, implying that y here is just 1/2. Okay, cool. And if we want 2x minus 1 equal to 1 for the sine term, that will imply that we need x here equal to, well, 1. But of course, we're not going to plug in x equal to 1 right now because we want to treat this as a function of x, so beta of x and 1/2 equals twice the integral from 0 to pi over 2 of sine to the 2x minus 1 of theta d theta. And differentiating this with respect to x gives us db over, or d beta over dx equal to twice the integral from 0 to pi over 2 of sine to the 2x minus 1 of theta times log sine theta. Terribly sorry about that. And of course, because of the chain rule, we need the derivative of 2x minus 1, which is just a 2, which means this is 4 times the integral. So that implies that I here, the target integral, is a quarter of d beta over dx evaluated at x here equal to 1. Okay, cool. So all that's left to do is now figure out what the derivative of the beta function is at x equal to 1, and of course y equal to 1/2 is lurking there in the background. And for that, we could make use of the gamma function. So the beta function at x and y equals gamma x times gamma y over gamma x plus y. So that means all we need to do is plug in y equal to 1/2 and get beta of x and 1/2 equal to gamma x times gamma 1/2 is famously equal to root pi. So we have root pi times gamma x up top, and downstairs we have gamma x plus 1/2. And now we can just differentiate this with respect to x. So we have beta prime of x and 1/2 equal to root pi is a constant, and we have gamma x plus 1/2 times gamma prime x. And I'm just going to need a little bit of writing space here. Minus gamma prime x plus 1/2 times gamma x all over gamma squared x plus 1/2, and that's all she wrote for now anyway, because now we need x equal to 1. So beta prime at 1 and 1/2. It doesn't really sit right to write this as beta prime because it's a function of x and y, but we're fixing y anyway, so I'm just going to roll with that one too. So yeah, that does look a bit unnatural. But anyway, this thing equals root pi times gamma 3/2 times gamma prime at 1 minus gamma prime at 3/2 times gamma 1, which is, of course, 1, so we'll just get rid of it. And this whole thing is divided by gamma squared 3/2. Now we know from the recursion formula for the gamma function that gamma 3/2 should be 1/2 times gamma 1/2. So this thing equals 1/2 of root pi. Now what about the derivatives of the gamma function at 1 and 3/2? Well, for that, I'll just reference my hoodie over here, on which it's mentioned that gamma prime at 1 equals negative Euler-Mascheroni constant, and at 3/2, the derivative is insanely cool, just as this coffee mug is. And this thing equals root pi times 1 minus log 2 minus Euler-Mascheroni constant over 2. Okay, cool. So plugging these results in, we see that we have the derivative of the beta function with respect to x equal to root pi times, what exactly do we have? Well, we have 1/2 of root pi. No, wait. So 1/2 of root pi indeed, times the Euler-Mascheroni constant, negative of that, so we have a negative sign over here, minus root pi again, 1 minus log 2 minus Euler-Mascheroni over 2. And this whole thing is divided by the square of the gamma function at 3/2, meaning that we have, well, pi over 4 down here. So simplifying this gives us root pi can be factored out, giving us pi over 4. And then we're left with negative Euler-Mascheroni over 2 minus 1 plus log 2 plus Euler-Mascheroni over 2. Unfortunately, these guys cancel out. The pi's cancel out as well, so we have 4 times log 2 minus 1. And that's the derivative of the beta function with respect to x at x equal to 1 and y equal to 1/2. And a quarter of this is our target integral, so this implies that I here equals log 2 minus 1, which is a pretty satisfying result indeed. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you. See you next time.